Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And whenever people ask me, Brajesh, what is the best way to learn English, I tell them practice every day and practicing day by day only for 20 to 30 minutes you can reach your goals in English pretty fast. So in this video I am gonna present you my 20-minute daily learning routine that you can use for learning English. I am gonna give you some tips. With this you can go and practice. We are going to talk about different things that you can do during the day to improve your language. Before we start, what inspired me to create this video, I wanted to tell you about something that inspired me to create this daily routine, daily practice. So 20-minute daily routine, if you tell me, Brajesh, I don't have 20 minutes, I tell you, you are not interested in learning English. So English, when you are super passionate about something, when you understand that you really need it, you are gonna find those 20 minutes. Now let's talk about the daily routine. The first thing, that 10 minutes of listening. We are going to talk about is listening. Listening is very important in English just because of all the accent. I have been learning English for almost 2 years. When I took admission in post-graduation and I realized that I am going to take the degree of English literature. Since then I start learning English because I thought, if I am going to take this degree, then I will have to be fluent in this language. So if you are really passionate about learning English, you are going to start this challenge. Be in your group. When you go to office, universities, college and workplace, you are taking an online course, you are going to be matched with to practice your English. So start your 20-minute practice with 10-minute speaking and listening task. That could be anything like YouTube, audiobook, podcast, whatever you want to listen. I have lots of lessons including audio and video lessons on different topics, and those conversations are actually divided into level because I know how complicated it is when you go to YouTube or you start watching a TV shows on Netflix, and then you realize it's just not your level, it's too complicated. Well, if you are a beginner or intermediate level learners, I would highly recommend that to watch English news because you will learn English along with general knowledge over there. For practice, I also like English podcasts. Their conversation are not superficial because sometimes listening tasks sound like this, and no one really talk like this in real life. People have many accents. So second one is 10 minutes of speaking. Your 20-minute practice will be speaking. Speaking is incredibly important. Problem is you might be able to listen to a lot of things, but when it comes to saying them, words are not in your active vocabularies, they are in your passive vocabularies, which means you understand them, but when you need to actually say them, they flip from your mind. You are like, oh, where did this work? How do I actually pronounce it? The thing is, even reading out loud can be considered speaking practice, because when you read out loud, you are like, oh, how do I actually read this word? Because when you are reading a book, you don't really think about pronouncing something, but when you start reading out loud, you are asking yourself questions. Oh my God, how to pronounce this word? I have never said it in my whole life, and by saying it for the first time, you actually start practicing it. So first of all, reading out loud. I think this is very useful for people who just start speaking and want to talk in English. Why it's a good way to practice English? First, if you mispronounce something, if you mispronounce the word, there is no one who going to interrupt you. But you want to correct that time, you can Google that, and that time won't say it again until the Google actually understand. And the second thing, by reading book out loud does tongue twisting as well. That's how you can correct your pronunciation. Point question mark when you find any difficult vocabulary, because that's how you will learn how to use them in English. And again, when it's come to speaking, I would say just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself about your day. Talk to yourself about your goals. Whatever you do in the day, you should remind in English at the evening. So talking to myself in general, I love talking as